A very good morning to the students of class 7, and as your periodic test 2 is approaching, so I'd like to discuss about the syllabus which has been given to you for chemistry for periodic test 2, that is wastewater management. And I hope you have already have the concept about wastewater management and why the management of wastewater is so very important in the present day situation. That concept, I hope it is clear to you all, but still then, because the syllabus is being covered in your periodic test 2, that is why I'd like to discuss with you all again and then refresh your concept so that you have a better idea. Now, as I told you that water is such an important part and parcel of our life that without water we can survive without food, but we cannot survive without water. So that is why because your water is needed for the various life processes like digestion of food, then even the body that absorbs the food, that absorbs water, and the excess water that goes out in the form of urine or in the form of sweat. So that means water is such a very vital for us that we need water to carry on our different life processes. So that is why, since the important life process, even the respiration, it means the moisture is required in the form of water, and then that is why, because the life process is various important life process carried out with the help of water. That is why it is very important for us to have to drink water which is actually pure. But what happens here is that whether the water which we are using at home, we are using in the industries and factories, or the water that we are using in hospitals and all. So it actually the water which is being given out after cleaning process, that is considered to be the wastewater. Now suppose we are cleaning the utensils, the water that goes out in the drains, that is wastewater. The water that we use in the toilet, that is also wastewater. Now water that we use for bathing is also wastewater. The water which is used in the industries and factories, that is after the production of a certain material, like even in paper industries, when you are it means actually the papers are made up from the pulp of bamboo. Now how is that pulp from bamboo is being made? So what happens here is that the bamboos are actually allowed to get rotten in by dipping them in water, and so obviously that will be wastewater. So the water that we use to bring in a concept, that water that we use to wash our clothes, then utensils, then bath or flush toilets, that becomes dirty. So that dirty water is known as wastewater. So that is why the management of wastewater is so important, because you cannot let out the dirty water out without being treated. So management of wastewater, that is wastewater management, means you are treating the wastewater so that the wastewater which is being let out from the hospitals, from industries and factories, or from our home, is being treated before they go out in the water bodies, because as they go out in the water bodies or they seep under the ground, that water we use it for drinking purpose. So when we are taking water that is dirty, it will affect our life process and make us ill. So that is why the management of wastewater is a very important concept. And in fact, this wastewater, it contains urine, then feces, then even detergents. Detergents, in fact, it also contains bleaching powder and all. No, so that is why it is not safe to consume that water. And then it also contains the dirt which after cleaning or washing the clothes, washing our dirty clothes, and then the utensils, after we have our food, then we wash it with the dish bar, and then that is also the wastewater. And then harmful microorganism which is being present in this dirty water can cause you jaundice, cholera, and then even dengue and all, because when you are keeping the water in means the water is kept in any container, then it becomes the breeding ground for mosquitoes and all, and then it also causes those problems, and then also typhoid is being formed. So this water, this wastewater, as I told you, which are the places from which wastewater is being given out, is obviously industries, factories, then hospitals, then hotels and all, then even offices, everywhere, even our homes, where we generally try to stay very safe and sound, and also try to keep our home clean. But still then we also give out wastewater, and that is why there are various other places where this wastewater is being given out. So the industrial wastewater, they contains various, because in industries various chemicals are being used to manufacture different products. So this industrial wastewater, it contains that is generated in the industries. That means it contains various poisonous chemicals, and then the wastewater from hospitals might get developed, get accumulated with various disease causing germs. Because what happens in hospitals, people who are ill, they actually are admitted in the hospital. So when they are they are urinating, they are responding to the call of the nature, and then when they are even taking bath, then what happens, the germs are being washed off. So it gets mixed up with the water, and that is why especially the water which is being given out from the hospital is quite dangerous, because it contains various viruses and germs which might make people who are actually healthy, they also are make people ill, like even the bed sheets, pillow covers, towels and all, which they are using it, that also is not means that also when it is being washed off, that also will create a lot of problems. Now this in fact they cause germs, and also they contain dangerous radioactive materials like which emits harmful rays. So this rainwater, what happens when it is being given out, this wastewater is being given out, as the rain falls, it makes it seep into the ground, and that groundwater, when it is being consumed by us, will make us ill. So as the rainfall gets falls over the surface of the roofs and the ground, then it may in fact accumulate various chemicals and contaminants, that is even the soil particles, and that is and moreover, what happens, this waste water, when it gets accumulated over the soil, then the plants that grows over the soil will also, the roots will absorb that harmful chemicals or pesticides or fertilizers which are being let off. So that will also cause harm to us, to the living organism, because we generally depend on the what we depend on plants for our food, right? So that is why the living organism, even not only we human beings, even the animals will get affected because of this harmful contaminants that get mixed up with the water, and then it affects the soil as well. So there are even there are heavy metals, then organic compounds, then animal waste and oil and grease. So it may pick up human faces also, because there are many people who actually though the government have gone for the sanitary facilities, even in the village areas, rural areas, still then there are some people who do not have the habit of going to the toilet. Rather, they try to respond their nature's call out in the open. So naturally the feces or the urine which gets accumulated or mixed up with the soil will get in fact will go down, will sweep down with the rainwater, and that will actually get accumulated in the groundwater. Even the fertilizers or the chemicals which are being used, pesticides which are being used for the growth of the plant, that also causes various harms. So all this wastewater, they form sewage, and it is evident that there are various dissolved impurities and suspended impurities, and these impurities or suspended impurities are known as contaminants, and that is why when we are letting off this water, it has to be before we dispose of, it has to be treated, and that is known as water management. So we will continue in the next class, and if you have any problem in understanding any point, please do come up in the Zoom class. Thank you for watching the video.